Here we go. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, and welcome to the Tom Podcast. That is the Octopus Movement, where we have founder Michaell Magrutsche, and he is one of my favorite founding members of all time because let me tell you, I'm looking forward to this. He will talk your ear off. So I am going to go straight to Michaell. And hey, how's it going?
Good to see you, Lydia. Always my little artist friend. So, what happened? Today was weird because I got up at 3:15 and was totally relaxed and happy and all of a sudden I had to write something. And I was weird. I saw a message and said, "Oh my God!" I saw Valentine's Day, and I just dumped that in. So I'm done. You guys can read it afterwards, but I'm good. So go ahead, ask me questions, whatever you want to ask.
That's amazing. That actually brings me to a question right away because you get dumped into a schedule, as you said. I think you said dumped in, and what is that schedule like for you? You are a full-on artist, and you're a nonlinear thinker, like all of us. That's what we all do. And nonlinear is not such a scheduled thing.
No, because as an artist very well, you can say, I'm going to make the next super hit. I'm going to be like Beyonce or Taylor Swift. We can't create. That's the icing on the cake that they got the system relevance also, but basically you can't create really on demand. So a graphic designer job from 8 to 5 is the worst. You should have a graphic job where you discuss what you want to express, what comes in, and it's all about communication. It's a collaboration. It's not I'm saying it and you do it. So it's all that's what we do in that Octopus movement. That's why I love that Octopus movement. So what is it called? The Octopus movement? Yeah, I don't know if it's called the Octopus system or the Octopus, whatever. I love the Octopus movement because it allows the human to be human with the individuality. We are all one of 8 billion. One of 8 billion. So when kids want to suicide, we have such a high suicide rate right now. We need to tell people, you are so special. You're one of 8 billion. Nobody's the same. Nobody is Lydia. Nobody's Michaell. Nobody is Perry, especially. so everybody is different. And we need to allow to dance with each other and not to say, now we're talking about, taxes, and tomorrow we're talking about the business marketing, which is so waste of energy. It's a waste of energy talking about marketing. Marketing is basically today we have too many products and services, and it's basically saying, oh, you have this toothpaste, why don't you buy my toothpaste? But we never figure out what is the best toothpaste for each. That is important because we are 8 billion people. Go ahead. I can talk forever.
Yeah. Well, for one thing, I want to bring up, in case you're tuning in from someplace that you don't know who the heck Perry is. Perry Noppert is our main dude, our founder, and the father of the Octopus Movement. So
grandfather. I would say grandfather. Okay, Lydia, don't say
grandfather. All right. He is. He's like God in the Octopus Movement. But that's the thing. The Octopus Movement is, as you said, Michaell, one of 8. We're each one of 8,000 humans.
8 billion.
8 billion. Excuse me. 8 billion humans. Speaking is not.
1,000 would be easy,
8 billion humans, and we are all swimming in this sea, as how we, when we
Yeah.
go to a meeting with us, we manage to all communicate because we're attached by different things like our gut and our heart, and these are human things. We are allowing one another to talk, and if we can't, then we allow one another to write, and we're being at the same time. Some people don't speak at all, and we get things done. So that's one of the models that we use. Non-linear thinking. If everybody is on a spectrum, Michael, of being, really linear to really non-linear, and all the things that may entail, do you think that how does anybody do anything at the same time? If somebody says, now we're going to talk about marketing, or now we're going to talk about taxes, as you said, what happens if they want to talk about taxes? How do they get that to another human if they haven't, if they don't have time, and the other two humans are not time sensitive?
I think the best example does I don't, that's probably a million, but I have never seen a better example as Perry does. And I always refer to him. I say, he says, this is what we want to do. We have an hour. I have a couple of questions. Let's do what we want to do. And that is then is a choice. If I don't want to talk about taxes, I don't. But my space in the place allows the taxes stuff comes in. It's not about, uh, you know, uh, uh, it's not about, uh, it has to come from this because that's vertical. It cannot come, everybody has to talk the same. You get 5 minutes, you get 5 minutes. For example, for me that I'm not even want to talk, but when I am with people, with more people even, I kind of access the mastermind. I'm not intuitive. I'm not spiritual. I'm nothing. I'm literally just me. And I plug into the mastermind, and all of a sudden it comes in like 3:30 this morning. It came in, and you know that from artists. You have a day. You are so creative. You forget time and space. And what it's not a theory, it's an experience. I'm not saying, oh, I'm scientifically proven. No, we are all channels. Everybody channels whatever comes in their unique way. And we are not only 8 billion people, but we are also having, because that's what scientists says, yeah, we are 8 billion people, we have DNA, we have all the different fingerprints and eyes and blah, 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 blah. But what they don't say ever is that, and capital A-N-D, we have 8 billion life perspectives. Just look at your family. You can have 10 kids, and every single kid has a different perspective. Is not only different physical. So how can that work ever linear? How can that ever work to be productive linear? I'm saying productive linear. And that's why we waste so much time. And a result is the best result that I could find as a metaphor. That the beggar and the billionaire both are thinking 80% of money, about money. Now, I'm asking you, do you have a feeling that you think life should be thinking about money that we made up? That's a made up, it's a creation of us, right? Which is a great creation. I love money. Money is the best after fire and the wheel. But when we make money, it's like thinking about a wheel. 80% of the time, do you think human existence is to think about a wheel for 80%? 80% of the time? Do you think that animals in nature think about a wheel or money all the time? No. And they think also not in nature about competing with each other, but working together, collaborate. which we know in art. I mean, for us, this is nothing. Lydia, for us, it's nothing because it's not. I don't care if you're a woman or a thing. You bring in your flugelhorn or whatever. You're good, you know. And if you're bad, I'm choosing another woman or another person or a gay person to play the flugelhorn. It doesn't matter. It's about what we want to achieve. And I think perhaps that is just comes now. That's the way we have a goal and everybody contribute in their way. I think that's what Perry picked up. That's what he channeled, is to have a goal and everybody picks up what they get.
We have a goal. When we have a goal, then we're looking at that end point of, and it's usually not something like money. I think I agree with you. It's not money. It's not the wheel, but it may be what we're working on to solve. If it's something that we like, whoever was working on the wheel, and this is a lot of people at once, right?
Yeah.
They were probably, while they were working on it, they were thinking about it 80% of the time, and then they got it done. And then they were thinking about it 80% of the time because they were like, look how much better our life is.
Yeah.
And then they were excited. What I think, and I'll see what you think of this, is that whatever it is that we are trying to achieve or solve, or in our case, I feel like the Octopus Movement is not just trying to solve the unsolvable, that people are getting stuck in linear thinking, but just to communicate. We are trying to communicate with the world. What would you say about that statement?
I would say the Octopus Movement tries to remind us, basically, that's the function, reminding us how we actually are born by nature to interact with each other. That's what we dance, basically. We achieve goals. No, we dance with each other, because as you can see in nature, when animals dance with each other, they find out, okay, this animal is good in finding food. Oh, this animal is good in fighting. This guy, by playing, not by competing. We play the whole day, and in that play, in that game, comes out, I'm good in this, Lydia's better in this. I don't know anything about this, but Perry knows. I'm zero. I write articles and I'm invited to AI conferences because, and I have no technical, I always ask Perry, well, how we do it? How do you do it? I couldn't even blur my background. So, but I have a human-centric view of a technology that needs to be shared, because everybody thinks about our collective lack. It's never enough, whatever we do. So we need to make money with all the technology. And what about making humans happier with it? We make AI, for example, very simple. Again, AI is it's a solvent for fighting wars. Why is it not a solving for preventing wars at all? Wars are a complete 100% system relevant thing. They are not a thing. And I wrote last week a paper about it. War is a complete 100% system relevant thing. In nature, you don't have 2-year wars. Why are we creating not? And the leaders are made to keep peace. Politicians to keep peace and order, so that people can actually expand and play. And what are they doing? They screw up, and then they're so afraid that they screwed up, and have a war to hide all the evidence. This is, and I'm not blaming anyone. I said we are there's no blame. We are collectively unconscious, and we can't accept it because only I'm the expert. That is important. I'm the expert. I'm hierarchical above or below you.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Right. It's one thing that we have the opportunity to do is to wear different clothes and to do different things. So, it's like you've put on a hat, and it is your director hat, or it is, but it doesn't mean that we can't wear another hat, because we are really fluid. And I mean, I would agree with you that that technology can be used for good. I also think that technology is within our within one of the things that we created, because we have been looking for forever at the nature around us, and then somehow we have children, we watch them, and somehow along the way it got very heavy and very linear. If we look at one of the things that creators have created, it would be AI. It's been a long thing that somehow came out of nature and morphed, but it's like our child. And if we had a child that was thinking, hey, I'm only interested in war because that's all they saw, would we give them a vision of something else? Would we give them a vision of peace and try to foster that peace?
You said something very interesting, because we're all interconnected. And basically what AI reflects is our distortion, our system distortion, where it's about competition, win or lose. System relevancy. This is AI is a representation for our private, because it doesn't tell stories. It copies what we put up, say, like 5 years ago on the web, or 2 years ago on the web, and then makes it, meshes it together and tries to accomplish the patternings. But the problem is that those patternings are not human. They are system relevant, that humans contribute to the system. Let's say you have an idea that takes Lydia's idea, and I'm a photographer. They take my photos to that idea. They somehow mesh us. But this is so limited. I mean, I'm not only doing. Idea is, everybody has a million ideas. Nobody executes them. It's the execution, the experience of the ideas that actually makes you wise. And I'm a photographer or a painter. So what I painted probably 4,000. Picasso painted 35,000 paintings. Okay. So so anybody say, I have a great idea. Screw you. Everybody has a great idea. Make it work. Integrate it. And therefore you need to dance with other people, because what this does is, what I said, 8 billion people. It opens, when you and I talk, my perception opens, my life perception, your life perception opens. That's a human-centric talk. And by that, we find more of who we are, the essence of who we are, not the system relevance. I'm a woman, I'm a man, that's all system classifications. We are first human all, and we can pump a lot if we just say, don't call me woman, don't call me race, don't call me a sexuality. I'm a human. What I do system relevant, I can be everything system relevant. I can be a clown system relevant. So what cares? Why do they care about transsexual or whatever? No, when you try to make human centricity, you make something more important than what humans are. Humans are humans. That's our only common denominator.
Humans are humans, and we have that human energy. You could be the poster child for so many movements with what you just said, that it's just basically
because I couldn't fit in. Lydia, I was system shamed. I was ridiculed. I lived from the hand to mouth my whole life.
Yeah.
I was elected by 6 councilmen of 7, and the 7 didn't know me, to be the arts commissioner of Newport Beach, right? I was on food stamps to do that voluntary job. I'm just telling you, this is like, because for me, what's important is what's fulfilling, where I can contribute with my uniqueness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I do that. The money is a symptom. It's never a cause.
Bingo. Yes. The money is not a cause. In fact, nothing is a cause except for us, right? Because the only thing we have control over is ourselves and our own energy.
Beautiful said. Beautiful said. Yeah.
So let me go into, because I really didn't do this, who you are, Michael. Like, not everybody knows that you produce these amazing paintings, and they're not of what we think they should be of. They're of what Michael is putting into the universe. So tell everybody for a minute about who you are. Just who you are.
I'm a human. That's it.
Yeah.
It's
What is
Magenta.
yours? What's your beautiful essence? What have you, Michael the human, um, put out and tried to say?
I'm a vessel. Lydia, I'm a vessel because I'm always different. You can never predict what comes out from me. So I'm a real vessel. And I have done 50 different topics in 300 podcasts in the last 2 years as being a guest on 300 podcasts.
Yeah.
So, because I'm a vessel, I'm not saying, oh, I'm all that. No, Lydia, I'm all that. I'm the greatest. Because the person that you see here is not a different person that you see on the screen or in private. So I'm always trying to be me. I'm forcing myself me. And I'm never saying the people are wrong. I said, I want to understand what they say. Like today, I talked about honoring that came in at 3 o'clock in the morning, about honoring, right? Because we honor love on Valentine's Day. So what is that? Is that like, it is so, love is so human. You feel it every day with your puppy, with your doggy, right? You feel it with your kids. You feel it. You feel it all the time. It's a net. It's like power for technology, right? It's always there. Love is always there. We can force ourselves to not feel it, but it's always there. So why do we need one day systemically, to honor, or 2 days for soldiers, to honor them, if there is not a financial reward behind it and a guilt that we do that? We feel guilty that always, we feel so guilty that we are so system relevant, because really everybody feels guilty. We had to be human centric in the Octopus Movement, because we couldn't fit anywhere in, and we had a horrible thing. We were the weirdos, we just don't have the energy. And that's why only 1% of artists are above poverty level in the world, not in America, in the world. And can you imagine a world without art? I mean, it's just impossible. But the system says, okay, as long as these motherfuckers do it, for free, we're going to just take advantage of it. But also there's another play. We say we're not selling out. Because we're not selling out because we're so fulfilled by the magic when we create. And the magic that you and I have right now. I mean, if people don't pick that up, I don't know what. I mean, we literally preaching to the choir what we live, what we preach,
Yeah.
and that is important. And that's what the octopus is. We don't say, oh, we are the best in this, we're best in this, and we're the best in it. No, we are the most human centric as we can. We try to be as human centric as we can, to remind us ourselves first, and then to let other people know, to update systems, for example, or artists. I do a lot of artist consulting, and for free. I'm saying this because I learned so much in the magic to dance with artists.
Yeah. Yeah. And you are the best Michael there is. You are the
Yep.
best you. There's no
Yeah.
need for any of us to be the best, because
Exactly.
we just are.
Yeah.
And what we're going to bring with us to the ether, to the grave, to whatever, is not going to be the money. It's going to be the feeling that we got from other people, and how we made people feel, and they felt in response to us. So this is me talking, but this is how I interpret that. What if people are saying, hey, I want more of this energy? How can they find your writing and
Well, you
your
just go to michaelm.com to find everything. But this is about octopus. I don't want to, I
Absolutely, but still, Michael, we are a whole bunch of swimmers in the mycelium
yeah.
sea, right? We are just going along, and sometimes we bump, and sometimes
Mm.
I want to give people an opportunity to make sure that if they also want to bump into you, that they can. So I hope that everybody
Look how I
noticed.
spelled my name. Look how I spelled my name. I'm not neurodiverse. Mealy Shabba. No, it's Michael M. It's Michael M. Michael with two L's.
Two L's.
MichaelM.com. Yeah. And then you find
Yes.
me. And that's so it's done systemically. Let's go with this. So
Yeah.
what I want to say is we are always flexible and fluid, like you said. And I think our flexibility and fluidity, what can we do with that? That's the thing is that's the question, what can we do with it to make it relevant? And I think when we expand each other's, that's why it's so fulfilling to talk to humans, no matter even if you fight with a human, it is fulfilling because it always widens your, uh, thank you. It widens our perception, and our perception is important. It's our perception shows us more of us, and then it shows us also that we are part of nature, not that we're in charge of nature. And if you ever want to be, I'm not spiritual, but if you ever want to get a connection or feel God, you can't feel it without being accepting first that you are part of nature, because nature allows you to get a feeling of it's simple, but it's very intricate. And it is, and when you see, when you play with animals, you go out in nature and you watch that. See, and the fulfillment comes from experience that, not, I can say, okay, this is the difference. This is what came just now. It's like in system, it's always a potential. It always is a potential. It's like, I need to buy a Ferrari to get the chicks, to be fulfilled, to justify my existence, right? What is, am I fulfilled? Like in artists' cases, we are fulfilled. Yeah, we're suffering here and that we can buy food or whatever we want, but we know that fulfillment, that real drug, And and fulfillment is for everyone different, for every artist different, because we're one of one, right? And so when we feel we have an access to our own fulfillment, we
Right.
don't have to believe Valentine's Day makes all the love in my relations good. No. If I'm saying, "Oh, lady, I want to just give you love today," just that you see love, and the rest of the year I don't give a shit about you. What is that? So what we see, the dance, we see that when we dance with other humans and understand we are one of 8 billion people with 8 billion different life perspectives, when we accept that and we find and we chase fulfillment versus goals, success, and all that stuff, because the fulfillment says that your oneness is on the right path. It's the feedback, emotional feedback loop, because it's for everyone different. So it's not, there is no generalization. I know we tend to find patterning, but the only pattern is fulfillment is the only emotional feedback loop. And when we are fulfilled, we find love. When we are dancing with nature, we find God. But we never understand God. It's not about understanding God. It's understanding to dance with God.
Being a part of something that is so wildly open and uncertain. If we want to be certain of everything, we can go down that route, but we won't have as many
Boy,
possibilities. Here in the
that's a big
octopus
story.
movement, we have all those possibilities of
Yep.
everybody. So
Yep.
I want to thank you, Michael, because I love being, this is one of the places that I love being the most, is right here in the octopus movement. Same for you?
Same for me. I think it's one of the greatest things because we really experience how humans could be. So we are the future. If we say, okay, can you imagine ever when most people you ask, can we ever understand people in peace? And they said, no, 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 because you can't have. We argue we are not always harmoniously hugging each other and kissing each other, but I think peace is possible because of how we play with each other. And we just put a system relevant thing over it and call it Octopus Movement. But other than that, it's basically humans dancing with each other.
That's right. Have to have some way for people to find us, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Michael. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
you. And that's a wrap.
Thank
See
you.
you next